All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakodash, the ones our elders and apostles of great meals, and I do it well. And salutations and blessings to you, Akim, now pushing this word with truth, sincerity, and charity. All right, today I would like to get into this lesson. I'm going to title it, Why is so much wickedness pushed on our people? You know, because they, just something that was just on my spirit, man. Something I was just thinking about. That why is so much wickedness pushed on you so-called Negroes, Spanish, and Native Americans? So-called Negroes, Spanish, and Native Americans, man, because you are the biblical Hebrew Israelites, all right, according to the Holy Bible. All right, you are the Israelites, man, and the reason why so much wickedness is pushed on you is because these heathens, all right, whether it be the so-called white man, all right, which is Esau, Edom, your enemy. He is a heathen. He is not a god. He is not the Israelites. All right, he is a heathen, man. He is the basis of all men. At that, the bottom of the heathen. All right, whether it be the Chinese, Moabites, Ammonites, the Japanese, Hamites, these Africans, the list goes on, man. All these heathens. All right, the reason why wickedness is pushed upon you is so that they can be at the top, so that they can continue to rule and that their kingdoms can flourish, man. Because as long as we're at the bottom, as long as we're suffering, as long as we're sinning, or as long as we're sinning and going off and not doing the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, they're going to be at the top, man. They're going to be ruling, you know, which is why they push these things on our people. Which these heathens, they ultimately don't understand prophecy and don't understand that, the Lord is still going to throw them down and still going to raise his people back up because of that remnant, or that small remnant that is serving him and that is going to call on his holy name, man, no matter what. And the Lord is going to deliver ultimately his entire nation through that remnant. All right, so waiting for ado, I'm jumping to it. Judith 5:17 says, and whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the God that hated iniquity was with them. All right, and this is Acre, all right, speaking to was this the king Hophernes, all right, and he was speaking to him, telling him, hey, if this, these Israelites are serving their power, are doing what he is telling them to do, all right, they're gonna prosper. They're gonna be at the top, man. They're not gonna lose. They're not gonna lose any battles. All right, they're gonna beat us in all the battles. All right, they're gonna flourish. But what if we sinning? Verse 18, it says, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And this is the point that we're in right now. All right, we're in a land that is not ours, man. We're not in the land of Jerusalem, our homeland, man. All right, we're supposed to be, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, serving our Lord, serving our God, man. But we were thrown down. We were destroyed in many battles. All right, we have been led into captivity under the so-called white man's hand, under the hands of all the rest of the heathen, man. These Arabs, all right, had us inside of captivity. Ham had us inside of captivity. And especially Esau, Edom has us inside of captivity still to this day, man. And we pay tribute to all these heathens ultimately. All right, you go inside of a gas station, you giving money to these heathen. All right, you go to a corner store, you giving money to these heathen. Go to a big, company, you giving money to these heathen, man. And all these things are happening because we sinned and departed from Yahweh Shema Shai. So that's why they want to keep us in this mindset, a wicked and sinful mindset, man. All right, our women are totally out of order, and they love to see that, man. Men totally out of order, they love to see that. Children out of order, they love to see that, man, because that's going to keep them at the top. It says, and the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. It says, but now are they returned to their power, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill city, and it was desolate. It says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. So hey, this heathen pretty much gave the whole rundown, man, the blueprint on how to defeat the Israelites and how to bring us down. And this is facts, man. This is true. All right, this is how you bring us down. This is how you keep us in a, in a destitute, desolate state, as you see right now, man. Look at the condition that our people are in. All right, people want to be druggies all damn day, man. Want to party all goddamn day. And if they don't want to do that, they just don't want to serve the Lord, man. Whether they be spiritually drunk or physically drunk, man. They just don't want to serve Yahweh Shema Shai. They just want to do what they want to do. Serve other gods, false, these idols, sell out to these heathens, sell out to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, in order to be rich. Whatever it may be, man. But these heathens push these things upon us so that they can overcome us. It says, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by. So hey, if there's no iniquity, if they're doing, what Yahweh Shema Shai is telling them to do, all right, their God, their power is telling them to do, hey man, don't fuck with them. Don't hey, try to make war with them or none of that, because you're gonna lose. All right, you're going to lose, because as the scriptures say, they strive for the truth unto death, and Yahweh shall fight for thee. So as long as we're striving for this truth and giving it everything that we got for this truth and His word, as a nation, as a whole, and the Lord is going to fight for us. The Lord is going to defend us. The Spirit of the Lord is going to come upon us in the midst of battle, and we're going to defeat these heathen. And that's what He was telling them. It says, lest their Lord defend them, right? Their Lord defend them, because it's not our might. It's not just because the Israelites are mighty and powerful, because they got big muscles and all that. No, man. It's because Yahweh Shema Shai is on their side. This is why we can defeat any and everything that comes our way, because of the Lord, man. It's Yahweh Shema Shai that deals in these battles. All right, it says that Yahweh mustered the host of the battle. All right, it's all of the Lord, and He's the one that gives us that strength to defeat these heathen. It says, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. So yeah, He gave them the whole rundown, man. This is why these heathen want to keep us in this wicked mind frame, in this wicked state. That's why we got to come up out of that. But this is only for the elect, man. It's only for the elect. The Lord only cares about the elect. Because the Lord is gonna save that remnant and bring His whole nation back through that remnant. 2/3 of our people just ain't meant to be saved by the Lord, man. They don't want the Lord. They hate Yahweh Shema Shai, which is why the Lord is going to give them exactly what they want, a heathen's death. So this is Psalms 83:1. It says, keep not silent, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. And all these heathens are our enemies. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Yeah, they have that crafty counsel, man. They all come together on these summits. All right, they say, well, how are we going to keep these Israelites down? What more are we going to push upon them so that they can stay farther and farther away from their God? Because the closer that we become to Yahweh Shema Shai, the weaker that these heathens kingdom becomes, man. Which is why this place is crumbling right now, because that remnant is becoming closer and closer to Yahweh Shema Shai. And it's ultimately the elect is being sealed, man. So once the elect is fully sealed, the end is going to come. And who is the end? Esau, Edom. All right, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So Esau is the head of these heathen, as it's going to go into, and by him falling, all the rest of them are going to fall. It's a domino effect, man. It says verse 4 says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And if you cut us off from that name, all right, being the Israelites, Yahshua Allah, He is a prince of the power. All right, we will no longer be a prince of the power. We will no longer be the sons of God, the daughters of God, man. Yahweh Shema Shai. We'll just be normal. We'll just be heathens, man. We'll just be normal people walking around. Because what makes us special is these laws, statutes, and commandments. This wisdom is what makes us special. All right, it calling on the name of Yahweh Shema Shai is what makes us special, because it's going to make us near unto Yahweh, as it says in Wisdom of Solomon 6th chapter, that wisdom maketh us near unto the Lord. So it says, yeah, they want to cut us off, so hey, we be no more in remembrance. All right, we be no more in remembrance, and this is where we at right now, man. All right, our people walking around not knowing who they are, just being in a docile and, you know, dead state, man. And they love to see that. This is what they clap at. Hey, as I said in the book of Lamentations. Hey, let me grab that right quick, because these heathens are they happy about that, man. They rejoice at our fall. Make jokes about us, man. They think this shit is funny. You know, they think that this is a joke, man. That's why they put it all up inside these BT movies and all this other bullshit. You know, because they love to see our people in this dead and docile state, because it's gonna keep them at the top. Lamentations 2:15. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughters of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. Yeah, because these heathens are our enemies, man. They are not your friends, which is why you're not supposed to be following their ways. You're not supposed to be listening to the bullshit that they put out. All right, like they set up all these pop stars and, you know, these women. All right, these women stars, and, you know, like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, to rap up in these songs and tell you, you know, hey, don't serve your husband, don't be a woman, don't be a wife. Hey, go out here and be a ratchet bitch in the streets. Hey, they set up niggas like Chief Keef, niggas like fucking Pooh Shiesty, all right, to put that demonic spirit on you men, to go and be damn gang banging niggas, to be hard out here in the streets. Anybody look at you wrong, they kill their ass, man. Check them, whatever it may be. It's not what the Lord said to do, man. The Lord didn't set us up to be a people like that. He set us up to be a loving and kind, you know, nation to one another, you know, and have that hatred and that you know, that hatred and that enmity against these other nations, because they hate us and they want to see us down. So it says, they hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is a day that we looked for. Yeah, this is the day that they look for, man, because they want to be at the top. They want to always be ruling. As long as we're away from our power, we're going to be at the bottom, man. And this is what they look for. They happy for this. Since we have found it, we have seen it. And this is the point that they're in right now, at the top of the world. But we see it crumbling, we see it falling, man. It's all coming to naught, because the elect is being sealed. And Yahweh Shema Shai is finna turn this place up and turn it upside down, man. And he's gonna come and crack those clouds, and they take all of you heathens out of your rulership and throw you on the ground, man. So this is Psalms 83 and verse 6. It says, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. So Esau is at the top of this list. Let me start at verse 5. It says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate. They are confederate against thee. So they all have that one consent, that one mindset, man. And to keep the Israelites down. Hey, they, oh yeah, okay, well y'all want to follow, y'all want to set up these laws and set up these laws and these ways. All right, we're all gonna follow it, and so are the Israelites, man. Hey, that's what happened in the time of the Maccabees, man, when Antiochus was set up as king. All right, he cut off all the ways that the Israelites could follow, the law, statutes and commandments. All right, he cut all that off, and all the heathens came with that one consent. All right, we're gonna do as you say. We're gonna do what you say. And he was an Edomite, you know, which just shows that this man rules over these heathen. So this is verse 6. It says, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Jabal and Ammon and Amalek. All right, it's a naming Esau again. It says, and the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot Salah. So all these heathens, man, all these heathen, no matter what heathen they may be, are against us. And they are our enemies, man. They want to see us fall, and they want to see us away from our power, Yahweh Shema Shai, and our true heritage. which is taking us away from our God, man, which is what's going to keep them at the top. So this is the reason why so much wickedness is pushed upon our people. All right, the gang banging and the rap and all that shit, because the only thing that is inside of that rap stuff and all that, man, is just death. It's just straight death. Our people live a death style, man. And I follow and the leaders of our people are these rappers. Are these these activists and all these things, man. And all that just keeps our people in a dead state. As it says in the book of Isaiah 3. And in verse 12 it says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors." All right, these Edomites, all right, these so-called white men is our oppressor, man. And the women rule over them, and we have women ruling over us, man. All right, a woman rules over you in that household, man. And you speak out of line, or you say, "No, I want things to be done this way, things to be done that way," and she has an uproar, she has a problem, y'all get into a fight. Now you out the house. Now she's getting more money on Section 8 or Link and all these things, man, because you're out of the household. And these women are rejoicing at that. They happy about that because they following and hold on to the ways of these heathen. It says, "Oh, my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err." So all these rappers, a Cardi B, fucking a Chief Keef, and a Pooh Shiesty, and a whoever you want to name, man. They all lead our people to error. All right, it says, "And destroy the way of thy paths." All right, which the way of our paths to follow is these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is the whole duty for Israelite man. This is the old paths. This is a good way to walk. These laws, statutes, and commandments. But they destroy that because they tell you they don't serve that, don't follow that. The law was done away with. You can do what you want to do. When the Lord said that the law was never done away with, this is something that endured forever. But this is what they want, so that they can be at the top and continue to rule. So this is 1 Maccabees 1 and verse 10. "And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137 year of the kingdom of the Greeks." So he was an Edomite, or a so-called white man. It says, "In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who pursued many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we had much sorrow." Because Jake was getting jacked up at that time, man. Because he was putting, Antiochus was a very wicked king, man. He was putting a hell on the Israelites, all right, for not following and serving their ways. So you have certain men of Israel, they will come together and make covenants with the heathen. All right, they bow down to their ways, which the Lord told us not to bow down to the ways of the heathen. This is Jeremiah 1 and verse 10. We see this today. All right, our people can't make it. They barely getting by. They live paycheck by paycheck, and they don't see any hope. They don't see any hope that things are gonna get better for them because they're not serving, and they don't have that wisdom. Their eyes ain't been open to Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, just showing ultimately that the Lord is the only way for us to get out of this situation, because these heathens are not gonna help you get out of the situation that you're in. All right, the only thing they're gonna do is promote the wickedness to you, so that you can push it amongst the rest of the people, so the rest of the Israelites, so that they can be at the top and continue to flourish. And only you will be the one that's gonna get the money. Only you are gonna be the one that's gonna get out of that bad situation. But the rest of your people are gonna be fucked up, man. But this is Jeremiah 10 and 1. It says, "Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel." So this is only to the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. "Thus said Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them." So we are not supposed to follow the ways of these heathen. We're supposed to follow the ways of our power, Yahweh Shema Shai, because the ways of these heathen are gonna ultimately lead to our downfall and our death. So this is 1 Maccabees 11, First Maccabees 1 and verse 12 says, so this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. Wherefore they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. And this is a very abominable act before the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. It says, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. So, and this is what's going to keep these heathens at the top. You know, us not serving our power and us wanting to follow their ways, making covenants with them. That's what's going to keep us at the bottom and keep us in a messed up state, and what is ultimately going to bring great death amongst our nation, which is why Jacob's trouble is going to come, because our people are wicked and they love to follow the ways of the heathen. So this is First Maccabees 1 and 30. It says, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire, and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took they captive, and possessed the cattle. Then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall, and with many towers, and made it a stronghold for them. And they put themselves, like it says, and they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. They stored it also with armor and victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there, and so they became a sore snare. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel. It says, thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary, and defiled it, and so much that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. Right, as they going back to that Judith, the 5th chapter. All right, we were not serving our power. All right, not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and following the ways of the Lord. You know, we were destroyed, man. And this is what you see. All right, we were destroyed. We were beat down. You know, we were ultimately ran up out of our city. You know, ran up out of Jerusalem. And this is all done through Antiochus and the wickedness of these Edomites. When I'm going to skip down to verse 41. Yeah, you know, I'm going to keep reading. It says, her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contempt. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom and all us that all should be one people, and every one should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath, which is what we are not supposed to be doing, which what kept us at the bottom, man. All the way on to this point that you see right now, because we're still at the bottom. And we have always been at the bottom, man. All the way from Rome. You know, we were at the bottom up in Rome, man. You know, but the Lord rolls us up. Esau, Edom came back out of those caves in the Renaissance period, and we got took right back down, man. Because we weren't serving Yahweh Shema Shai. We weren't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, man. We were serving other gods. You know, man, they serving other gods, man. Serving other gods come with a whole bunch of BS, a whole bunch of wickedness, a whole bunch of, you know, sins, which is why we're in this position that we're in right now. And this is why the heathens are happy and glad, man, because we're at the bottom, serving them, doing wickedness. If we rose up and serve Yahweh Shema Shai, we would be forwarded to the top quickly, man. You know, but this is not the way that the Lord wants things to play out. He wants that remnant only to be saved. But it says, for the king has sent letters. It says, for the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice wine's flesh and unclean beasts. And hey, Esau is still big on that swine's flesh, pushing that bullshit on our people, man. Because hey, this is a big part of our downfall, to keep us down, man. All right, not keeping our Sabbaths, you know, not keeping our high holy days, man. And not doing the right sacrifices, but sacrificing swine's flesh, you know. And our people still, they do these things, man. They love to eat that swine. They love them chitlins. You know, you have any big holiday, our people are going to go get that swine's flesh, man. They cook that shit up. Because Esau knows that if we're doing, you know, if we're sinning and not keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord ain't gonna deal with us. He's gonna turn his face from us and keep them at the top, and keep them ruling over us, man. Which is what he wants. It says that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanity. It says to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinance. And that's exactly what these damn devils want. What all these heathen want, to cut us off from being a nation. So we can forget the law, statutes, and commandments. We can forget our heritage, and that they can be at the top ruling. And also that they can say that they're the Israelites. All right, we're the children of God. Look at all the things that we got. You know, look at all this money that we got, man. But hey, they ain't the people of God. They ain't the children of the Most High. They're nothing but heathen. All right, and we have been raised back up, and which is what they totally don't want, man. They're mad at that. You know, that we've been raised back up. A remnant has been raised back up, man. Because now they know that their kingdom is surely gonna fall. It's surely gonna fall, man. Which is why Esau is gonna come with this same mindset again. All right, to try to destroy the scriptures again. You know, and all that. So it says, yeah, they already speaking against the scriptures right now with this Roe versus Wade BS. You know, speaking against the scriptures, saying that this is the reason why, you know, all these things are happening, that they can't kill their little babies anymore, and none of that. Which, amen, is just all a part of prophecy. That 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. But this is 1 Maccabees 1 and verse 50. It says, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. All right, so if we're not doing these things, are doing all this wickedness, and you will be put to death. And that's the mindset that this devil has. It's a mindset that these heathen have. All right, to keep us at the bottom and keep us, you know, not serving the Lord, so that they can stay at the top. In the self same manner rode he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, every one that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for succor. Now the 15th day of the month Casalu, and 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar, and built idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side, and burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the cities. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, which they found. They burnt them with fire. And this is what Esau wants to come and do again. He wants to destroy these scriptures and get the scriptures out of the way, which is why we got to stay in these scriptures and read more and more, so that these things can be in our inward parts, so wisdom and knowledge can be the stability of our times, because it's coming, man. All right, he just was over there in California. I think that they deemed the Bible on the same level as an assault rifle, man. You know, just showing that this man wants to get rid of the scriptures. It says, and whosoever was found with any book of the Testament, or if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put to death. And this is what this man wants to come and bring again, because he know that he has but a short time. So he want to try to get all the scriptures up out of the way, so that he can lengthen his days. But it's not going to be lengthened, because the Lord says that his months are numbered. All right, your days are numbered, man. And you have a bound that you cannot pass. The Lord is not going to let you go past, let you go past, your time limit at all. All right, once the Lord says that it's over for you, it's over for you, man. Your rulership is done. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The Israelites will rule, and we will be at the top, man. No matter how much wickedness you push on our people, as long as that remnant is not bowing down to your bullshit and not bowing down to your ways, the Lord is going to deliver us. He will deliver us, man. All right, there be those that have not bowed the knee to Baal, and that is the elect. The elect is not going to bow their knee. So this is verse 58. It says, thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities. So hey, if you were keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and if you had the law, you will be put to death. It says, now the 25th day of the month they did sacrifice unto the idol altar, which was upon the altar of Yahweh. And yeah, man, they set up idols, and these are the things that we see today. We have idols pushed upon our people. All right, whether it be the Christianity, the Islam, the Buddhism, and all this other garbage that is pushed upon our people, which is not the way to live, man. It is not the way for you to walk. This is real history right here. These things really happen. All right, all this shit was pushed on us, man, so that we would be pushed away from our power, which we became heathen, which we became the Gentiles, which is why you get that in the New Testament. There is neither Jew nor Greek, because they are the same thing. They are Israelites. All right, they are Israelites, man, because we fell away from the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai, but we can come back to the Lord. That's why it says ye were carried away with those dumb idols. Let me see if I can find that. I know it's in Corinthians. Yeah, ye were Gentiles, right? This is 1 Corinthians 12 and verse 2. It says, ye know that ye were Gentiles. All right, ye were, meaning that a past tense. All right, now what are you? You are Israelite. You are now an Israelite again, man, because you're now coming back into that that remembrance of who you are. All right, you are Yahshua Allah. No, you are no longer a Gentile, man. And only an Israelite can come from being a Gentile to being an Israelite, because he is truly an Israelite that just has a Gentile mindset. That's all. It says, ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away with these dumb idols, even as ye were led. So we were carried away with those dumb idols, man, serving these false gods, serving these false ways. All right, because we were set up, because this was what was pushed upon us. It was totally pushed upon us, man. Hey, it's either you're gonna serve this or you're gonna die, man. And your choice should have been to die. You know, it's true. The correct choice is to die than to serve these heathen, to serve this wicked and false way, because it's coming again, man. This devil is gonna come again with this bullshit. All right, but it's gonna be with that MOTB, the CHIP, that injectable device into your flesh, you know. And he's gonna come with that, man. But your mindset is to be, to lay your life down for the Lord, to die for this truth, to die for Yahweh Shema Shai. So this is First Maccabees 1 and verse 58. It says, thus did they by their authority, skip down. Yeah, verse 60. It says, at which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised, because there's always going to be a remnant that is going to serve Yahweh Shema Shai, that is not going to bow down to Esau Edom, man. Which, Lord, when I do a series on this, or just do more lessons on these Maccabees, because it's heavy, man. All right, the 7 Maccabees brethren, all right, Eleazar that didn't bow down to these heathens, to these Edomites, or to eat the swine's flesh. Or they would rather get tormented and rather die than bow down to these heathens, man, which is the correct way and the Israelite way to go. All right, you're gonna die before you serve a false god, man, because we know that we have a true living God, and he can fuck you up in so many ways, man, ways that you can't even imagine, which is what he's gonna do to these heathen. As long as we continue to serve Yahweh Shema Shai and fight for the truth, the Lord is gonna fight for us, and he got our back, man. We just gotta be willing to lay our life down for him. It says, and they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. So they were going hard on the Israelites, man. They were going hard on us, all right, for keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, all right, because they know that if we were keeping them, and that if we were rise up and serve the Lord, man, that they will fall. They will be cast down. That Judith the 5th chapter, man, they will fall, man. This is why all this bullshit and all this crazy things are pushed upon our people, because these heathen want to continue to rule and continue to stay at the top. As long as we're sinning, as long as we're not serving the Lord, and we're going to be at the bottom, and they're going to be at the top. It says, howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. There's always going to be a remnant, which they just shows that Israel is always going to be saved, man. We're always going to be saved as long as that remnant is always there. The Lord is never going to cast away his people, ever, man. It says, wherefore they rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So they died, and there was very great wrath upon Israel. All right, because this man Antiochus was bringing great hail on the Israelites, man, for keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. They Edomite, man, so-called white man, and it goes all with the rest of these heathen. All right, putting hell on our people. All right, for one to serve the Lord and keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, and keep his ways, So this is why these heathens want to keep us down, and they keep us in a wicked mindset, man, so that they can stay at the top and they continue to flourish and rule in this world. So hey, man, I pray this lesson was edifying. I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Chakodash, the honest our elders and apostles of great millstone that do it well. And salutations and blessings to Akron now pushing this word with truth, sincerity, and charity. Shalom and a Baba Ball.